From the liberal Northeast comes a lone voice of truth. Honest commentary in dishonest times. Think deeper with Juan Newsom. This is the Cure Radio Program. This is the Cure.
All right. Hello, and thanks for tuning in. I am Kat Hernandez, and joining me is Mr. Juan Newsom. So say hi, Juan.
Hello.
So we're back on live. Where did I go? I don't know why I come out on the bottom. I'm not sure that I really like coming out on the bottom.
Started from the bottom, now we here. Like Drake. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Well, I do appreciate me some Drake. All right, so here are the top stories we are bringing you today. Let's just go straight into Biden VP pick. That's like the hot topics right now.
Yep, they're taking too long.
They already know who it is.
Yeah, they're stalling.
Yeah, they already know who it is. The thing is, it ain't Kamala, because we saw that just the other day. She unfollowed Biden on Twitter.
Yep.
Isn't that so petty though? Like,
that is petty.
I'm not even gonna follow you anymore. My daughter did that to me. She got mad at me and she was like, just for that, I'm not following you online anymore.
That's the type of person you cannot trust Kamala Harris with power. I mean, if you look at the abuses of power that she committed when she was Attorney General of California, plus, you look at the attitude that she has and look at some of the Senate hearings, you're like, this person cannot, I can tell when a person cannot handle power, and her or Stacey Abrams, for that matter.
Kamala just has bad judgment all the way around, and you can actually see it on her face. Who the hell told her to get Botox, and who recommended her to that Botox doctor? Jacked her up. And the thing with Botox is that it actually lasts for like 3 months. So she's going to be walking around looking like a beat up Joker for 3 months. He can't have her as a VP pick.
She got Botox?
She got terrible Botox. Oh my God. You didn't see?
I did not see it.
Check out the picture. She looked like her, like when you get, like when you get Botox. I never gotten Botox, just for the record, but I would though. Her lips are like turned up.
Oh,
and then her cheeks are filled. So, and then she can't move her brow at all. So it's just like
she must have went to. Well, she's from California. Don't Nancy Pelosi do Botox too?
Oh yeah, totally. Her and Nancy went to the same doctor, and that it just ended up a mess for the both of them.
Well, that's what happens when you sleep your way to the top.
Well, that's what happens when you're evil. When you're evil, that devil starts showing all over your face.
So she's out. So Stacey Abrams, is she going to be out?
Oh, God. I mean, first of all, Biden is out. Let's just keep it real. Stacey Abrams, what has she accomplished except for being a sore loser? Like, go away, lady. I'm in Georgia. I can't stand when this lady keeps popping up. Like, you lost. You lost.
Right.
You lost. Like, why are you still here? You lost.
I keep forgetting you're in Georgia.
It's like Clinton. Like, they just can't go away.
No, I keep forgetting that she's from your state.
Yeah, unfortunately. I hear you on the echo. Is that me?
No, I don't know what that is.
I
figured it out.
Do you have your phone on at the same time?
It's on, but it's not on.
All right. So who do we predict is going to be Joe Biden's bendito? We got to give Joe Biden a bendito. Joe Biden's VP pick. It has to be someone who is interested in being president. So they have to have, well, they don't have to. I mean, Obama didn't have presidential credentials, but whatever. I'm hearing Susan Rice.
It might be Susan Rice. It might be Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan. And
why would they do that?
Yeah, it would kind of be like picking Sarah Palin. She would be the Dems version of Sarah Palin. Susan Rice, there's a problem there because of Benghazi. Trump will ride that into the ground. If you
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you asking for it if you pick Susan Rice.
Not only that, wasn't she involved in the Clinton scandal cover up stuff as well with Bill Clinton?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So,
Well, that
I
was
mean,
Loretta Lynch.
I get them all confused.
Yeah.
Don't Rosie O'Donnell me though. Not Rosie O'Donnell. What's her name? Roseanne. Don't Roseanne me. I thought they
Yeah.
were the same.
No, they what's the name? Look, there's problems with all of their picks, to be
Oh yeah.
totally honest. Unless they convince Michelle O to run.
Oh, and then she's a tragedy
She
too.
would be horrible. Oh my God, she would be the worst president in the history of presidents. Not just
Well,
not,
besides her husband, like after
yeah.
her husband. Yeah.
I don't know. The, the thing about her is she's even more radical than he is. For a little while, they had her out there speaking when he first became president. Then they put the lid on her because she
Oh,
says,
she dumped Oprah with the quickness after
yeah,
Oprah helped get him elected. She dumped Oprah with the quickness, talking
yeah,
about I've never been proud of this country. Well, yeah, because you're from Chicago. Like, look at the shithole that you guys came from. Of course, you're not proud of this country. I mean, I don't even want to see it on TV anymore. It's like a disaster out there, and
what
the mayor. Ugh.
well the thing was Michelle Obama didn't. She was privileged. It's not like they struggled. Her father was a top ranking Democrat. He was a union leader. He made very good money. And they hung out with the Jacksons, Jesse Jackson and his family. She practically grew up as another Jackson child. So, she'd been to very good schools, private schools, Ivy League. Like, she was privileged. Now, she wasn't as privileged as her white counterparts in Princeton and in undergrad when she went there, but she was from being where she's from. In
She was
terms
on
of
in the upper class of where she's from.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you think somebody like that would be already proud of the country? Somebody like you that comes from Chicago, that could have could be, you know, s- could be anywhere besides where you are. First lady of the United States,
I know,
and
right? You think you would have some pride. Anyways.
something. Even when you look at their commencement speeches, because I check out some of their commencement speeches to some of these colleges,
Uh-huh.
and it's depressing.
They are depressing.
Depressing.
If you think of the repeat of their entire presidency, the 8 years, they took this country way down, even from just like a respect level. Like they
Yep.
don't really have any respect for themselves, you
Nope.
know? At least the one thing you could say about Trump is that he thinks he's the best of everything. And he believes that the United States should be the best of everything. That's why he laces his buildings in gold. It's not because he's tacky, it's because he thinks gold is the best. And that's what he wants to surround himself with.
Well, the
So,
difference between Trump and the Obamas is Trump has a connection with the country.
well,
He
yeah.
understands what America was, and even from his, even he even surprised me. How he understands it from a historical context. The Obamas and Biden and those guys like that, they don't really, they haven't really understood the country. They haven't made a connection with the country. So it's almost like we have a hostile force inside of our country trying to take it over.
Well, I don't know how hostile Biden is right now, considering that he can't make a move because he's in the risk group of coronavirus. But I have a question. Shouldn't that like automatically disqualify you from being able to be president? If you, let's say, like China unleashed this, virus on the world, and your immune system is so weak and like mentally he's just not
Losing his
there.
faculties.
He's not lucid half the time. And
Yep.
now he's kind of babbling off, maybe like his inner thoughts are starting to spill out of his face
Yep.
with regard to like talking about black people and Hispanics and like the everybody who's not rich white people. He always
Mhm.
has some kind of disparaging comments. Usually old people get that way because they lose their filter.
They start not caring. Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a problem because they lose the filter of like reality. I think he's crossing over at some point, and this is what we're watching. But
Yep.
shouldn't that disqualify you being so susceptible to a disease? Like if he comes out to run the country and gets COVID, he probably will not survive it.
Yeah, maybe not.
So how the hell are you going to run for president and expect to run the country? Like, is he going to make us all go into the basement too?
I'm not worried about his susceptibility to COVID. I'm more so worried about how lucid this guy is.
Oh, he's not
And
making any decisions.
and he's not making any sense. So I think what you'll see is, if he becomes president, you'll have, members of the deep state. You basically have Nancy Pelosi, if she's speaker, running the damn White House. That's bad. That's going to be bad
Oh,
for the country. Yeah, that's what you're looking at.
well, that's what she was basically doing with Obama, though.
Not, I wouldn't say that. The thing,
I
the
mean, I
difference.
think she pretty much was getting everything she wanted under Obama.
Well, her and Obama agreed. Her and Obama agreed on a lot of things, and it was really Valerie Jarrett, Obama's ideological backbone, who was kind of keeping him in play. So I think really Jarrett ran the show more so than Pelosi, because she was just that close with the Obamas. She spent nights in the in the family's residence in the White House. So I
I
think it
think,
was more.
well, you got to remember, like, even just look at the ACA, right? He didn't come up with that plan. That was like 50 years in the works
Oh yeah,
on the Democrat side. So
yeah,
this is a guy who had actually no experience running anything
yeah,
except running for Senate, running for president. Like he didn't run for anything. He didn't have a business. He didn't come from any kind of background. We can't find a class that anybody attended that he was supposed to be a professor for.
hmm
Like we can't find any of these credentials that he was touting other than running for Senate and running for president. So he didn't have these ideas. These were all recycled ideas that they like mashed together
yep, yeah,
to push forward their policies. And
of
that's going to
course,
be what it is under Biden too. He's been in the sun. He might not have it now, but when he was lucid even a year ago, they've come up with tons of policies that they've been dying to fund.
yeah. They have. Look,
They got
every
backup plans and backup plans.
cat. Every time we have a mass shooting in this country, Dianne Feinstein
Yep.
finds a way to come up with a gun control bill like 2 days later.
Mm-hmm.
So all the ideological pieces are together when you put a liberal in the White House and you have them run the Congress.
Right.
If they move forward with their agenda, they already have bills written.
Yes.
Most of the government workers are liberals. That's why the administrative state keeps growing. That's why regulations on top of regulations keep piling up. The Federal Register is growing because all the ideological pieces. That's why Trump's presidency was in such danger for this first term in terms of impeachment, and still nobody is been called to account for it. There's been no arrests. There's been no indictments. There's been none of that because all the ideological pieces are in place.
Yeah.
So liberals control Washington D.C. They like to, they get mad when a Republican wins, or when the Republicans win the Senate, or when the Republicans win the House. But still, they control D.C. Even with all of that. They had prime example, Trump's first term, right before the midterms in 2018. Republicans had the House, Senate, and the White House, and they barely got shit done. So
Well, they weren't really trying to get anything done. They were like counter to what progress is in America, what we would deem it to be, anyways.
That damn Paul Ryan.
God, they're such sellouts, these rhinos. It is so annoying. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, I am Kat Hernandez, and this is my co host, Juan Newsome, and we are Juan and Cathy Talk Radio. So make sure you go over to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram page at Juan and Cat Talk for more info, or leave us some comments and we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. But let's come back to some celebrity gossip.
What is going on?
Let's go in. Let's see what is happening with the celebrities. How funny is it that Tucker Carlson is now more highly rated than, first of all, most politicians, Democrats or Republicans, to be honest, and more highly rated than all of those shows combined, all of the ABC, CNN networks, MSNBC, all of them combined.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because he has an independent viewpoint, and Tucker calls, even though he's a conservative or whatever, he calls balls and strikes. He calls the Republicans out. He calls the Democrats out. He did this brilliant segment, I want to say it was 2 months ago, where he called out Republicans in the private equity class and how they kind of gutted middle America. Like stuff like that, you're gonna make people mad, people of power mad, but also the audience is gonna just trust you a little bit more.
Yeah, well, look at what just happened with Kodak.
Yep.
I mean, how ridiculous is it that 3 days before the deal was announced, that the owners or whatever upper echelon of the companies went and bought up a whole bunch of stock? Hello, it's called insider trading. Like, even I know that that's illegal.
Yeah.
What were they thinking? But then, it comes down to dollars. Yeah. That's what they all want.
I mean, something like that, the SEC is definitely going to flag.
Oh, yeah.
They're monitoring, a deal like that, get ready to go through. They're going to be monitoring who's going to be buying shares. So I don't even see why they even attempted.
Like, just want to go to jail. Like, just say you just want to go to jail. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah,
They're releasing people anyway, so it's all good.
And then for Kodak, you had an insider making some type of gift to a religious charity he started too. So that was another transaction that they're looking at. It's like 116 million. I read about it in the Wall Street Journal.
It's so crazy because this is a company, first of all, that was around for a long time, right? So everybody thinks of like film, but they also do processing of film, which has to deal with a lot of different chemicals and stuff like that. The plants that they use to run things to create movie films and paper and different things to do the exposure for pictures and stuff. So it's really chemically based, and it's very technical. So it makes sense that they would be tapped for something like that. And they were dying. They were a business that was dying. People are going digital. Nobody was using them. So why it's like, why would you cut your nose to spite your face type of thing? Like, somebody is here rescuing you. You're going to make billions and billions of dollars if we're able to bring the pharmaceuticals from overseas back here, and you will be the launching pad for that. It will be bigger than camera picture. And then you try to steal, bamboozle, swindle money off of a deal. Like, you deserve to go to jail, and you deserve for everyone to know how ridiculous and stupid you are. But speaking about the dollars, let's go in. Cardi B making headlines explaining why she will be voting for Biden. Do you think she's going to vote? And even if she goes, do you think she'll be able to do it with those nails? I don't think she'll be able to fill out a ballot or anything.
She might forget the vote. I'm not counting on her vote. She might forget. She might wake up like, oh man, I forgot to vote. I don't know.
The headline, I didn't read the whole story. I'm just gonna admit it straight out. The headline is her quote: "I want to vote for a president who makes me feel secure." In what way? This is a chick from the Bronx. She used to strip in the club. She used to be butt naked, bouncing on dudes. She probably still does, but I'm just saying, for like, few dollars, not millions of dollars. And you need Biden, who is trapped in his basement because he's afraid to die from COVID, which 98% of the population will survive. You need him to protect you and feel secure. Like, that's just total nonsense. Total nonsense.
I could kind of see what she's saying. I mean, there's a warmth to Biden, like it's not like,
yeah, it's real like, warm. He's like,
well, that's true. His sniffing, but it's not like Hillary Clinton versus, Hillary Clinton was kind of a cold character versus Biden. There's a little bit of likability there. So
now when he starts feeling up little girls,
that's true. But
listen, I saw a video of him, and it was one that I've seen before a few times, especially during the beginning of the election cycle, where he's holding a little girl's shoulder. And now that all the pedo stuff has come out with all the child trafficking and all this stuff, the Epsteins and everything. So now when you look at videos, things look different. They don't look innocent, right? Biden's holding, talking to somebody, the mother and the father. He's holding this little girl's shoulder, and then progressively his hand starts sliding down, seemingly like he's not aware. But when I watched that again, I was like, oh, hell no, this mofo is not trying to rub up this little freaking 9-year-old or 8-year-old girl and then whispering into his mother's ear and like cuddling up on her while feeling up her daughter. I was like, oh, no, Biden cannot be president. I'm sorry. Just on a Me Too situation. If you are really a Me Too person, a woman, and you're voting for Biden, I don't want to hear anything from your face. You're a hypocrite. I don't want to hear it at all.
Cat, the Me Too movement is always silent when it comes to Democrats. Haven't you learned that?
It's disgusting. Well, that's not true. There's been, now they do come after their own, because look at a lot of the heads, the anchors, news anchors and all that other stuff. There's a lot of those millennial Me Too girls who came out and shut them down.
Well, yeah, Matt Lauer and those guys, but I'm saying it's election time now, Cat. So they have immunity right now. It's election time. It's not going to happen until after November. No more Me Too action for Democrats until after November.
That don't work for me. It don't work for me. You cannot show me a picture or a video of Trump inappropriately, even if it's a mistake, touching someone.
Never.
A grown-up or any aged woman,
Can't find it.
Biden is like making out with grandmas and fondling young girls. You find from the whole range of ages and accidentally copping feels. Like, I've been through all that accidentally copping feels. Like, I know that shit ain't an accident. Been there, done that. We see you coming from a mile away. And now that all this pedophilia stuff came out, I'm just so hypersensitive to, oh my God, look at what they're doing. It's on the top of the mind. So
how come you think we haven't found out more about the Epstein Island list?
Oh, I think they're going through, it's the same as when they first started coming out with the Me Too stuff, right? There was a lot of people who got real quiet, who were doing things in the background, who didn't want to be noticed as much because they knew that they were involved in some stuff. So they were trying to keep as quiet as they possibly can. So I am just hoping that that is what's happening again, that all of these things are working themselves out in the background and not like, and then we'll start seeing tons of people falling. I want to
Hmm.
I want to know. You start seeing these people disappearing off the news channels and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, they found some connection with that one, and that one, and the
Yeah,
actors and stuff too.
yeah. There, I know on the Epstein list they released some of the names.
Mhm.
I'm just wondering, because I know you had a lot of some of these news figures, some of these liberal news figures. They also had relationships with Jeffrey Epstein as
Yeah,
well, like George Stephanopoulos.
you just need to manifest to his plane. That's it.
Yeah. Slick Willie, he was on his plane like 20 times.
And it's so gross. First of all, we don't even need to think about what he's done with little girls because we already know that he raped 5 grown women when
Yeah.
he was governor in Arkansas. And the one who brought it to everybody's attention out in the forefront was Trump during the presidential debates. And his wife, Clinton, who's also an abuser in her own self,
Yep.
he stood there and said absolutely nothing, and then left her own daughter hanging out there. I would
Wow.
not be surprised if there's a picture of Chelsea Clinton hanging in Epstein's home somewhere. They
Yep.
didn't show it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
That's just terrible.
It's disgusting. They're
And it,
savages, yo. They're savages.
and it's crazy because, I'm looking at this article on one of these liberal outlets, and it says Jeffrey Epstein's island, all the celebs who apparently visited him, and it has a picture of Epstein and Giselle along with Trump and Melania, and and obviously this was at Mar-a-Lago
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where they were hanging at, and according to record, Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago. I mean, am
Hmm.
I correct in saying that
I
because he
think that's
found out?
right. Right. Well, you
So
gotta remember, Trump maybe like a womanizer or like, whatever in his younger years that he wanted to be out with a whole bunch of women, but he also is a father to a lot of very attractive young
girls,
women who
yep,
were models at that time.
yep,
So what's the difference of it being one of the girls who they were promising modeling contracts and his daughter,
yep, that's true.
So I mean, I think that would weigh into any man's decision, but I don't put it past these crazy what adrenochrome drinking and all the torture stuff that they talk about,
Mm,
abusing these girls, like trying to find and then it comes out that they're super racist because they only wanted white girls,
mm-hmm,
young white girls.
mm-hmm.
It is just so sad that this is, how savage these people are. But
Wow.
I don't
Uh,
put it past nobody. It's disgusting.
yeah, well, Epstein ended up dead for a reason.
Yeah, because he knew too much. He knew
Woo.
too much.
Oh man, that is crazy.
So, moving along out of the Epstein bubble, and what is happening with sports? I'll let you take this one because I don't really care about sports too much.
Sports, nothing much except for the Lakers are gonna win this damn thing all the way. And I'm not even a Lakers fan, but Anthony Davis is playing like a madman, and LeBron is loving the help.
Yeah, I'm not into basketball, so I'm not even gonna help you like decipher all that stuff. To be honest, I wish that the NBA would just shut down for the season, but whatever. Like I call Corona on NBA. However, the football season,
Oh, I love it.
which is, played outdoors, right?
Mm-hmm.
At
Mm-hmm.
high speeds, you're not really in that in the locker room except for a few times in any part of the game. All of the stadiums except for can be all of the games can be played in outdoor stadiums. So why are they shutting down all the football?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't get that, but there is a lot of close contact in football. Um, just it's pretty much the same. The actual contact level as basketball, even more so. In football, I know they were talking about possibly making the players wear visors mandatory within their helmets.
But they all
Um,
wear helmets.
they do, but you ever seen the visors?
Yeah.
You ever seen the visors that
I love
kind of
those
cover?
visor things. They make them look like space cadets or something.
Yeah, it kind of covers the face mask underneath. It
Listen,
covers the face underneath.
most
Yeah.
of the guys I see, their hands are all wrapped up, their faces are always covered, they wear helmets, and they're trying to run away from each other. They're like,
Hmm.
it's all outdoors. The stadiums are primarily outdoors. They have some of the best medical trained doctors anywhere in the world
Yeah.
for like aches and pains or broken this and that or whatever. So what is the problem?
They could do covert tests. They could do COVID tests before and after games and stuff. So they can facilitate it in a way where it's kind of safe. But you're definitely not going to get a situation where you can socially distance. I mean, you're talking about football. It's definitely a contact sport. There are fluids flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Guys when they're in between snaps and stuff, you like spit on the field. So it's
Oh, you guys
yeah.
are gross. But you know what I have? I do like boxing, and boxing is perfectly available. And what they do is they put you into what they call a bubble, and whoever is there is there. And if you're not in the bubble, then you're not allowed around the fighters.
Hmm.
So why
Yeah.
can't they just come up with a system that's like that?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think every league is kind of handling it a little differently.
I would
Um,
be perfectly fine with Netflix movies and no sports because let me tell you, Chico be having sports on 24/7.
yeah, me so not as much. There's just other things to do, and the kids, obviously the kids are here, and I just enjoy a lot more things other than just sports anymore. So
Yeah.
I do watch though. I especially love the NFL. It's like my favorite sport. But I'm not too attached to it. I can go a Sunday without it.
Do you think most people are protesting sports because of
Mm,
all the politics involved in it?
I
I mean,
think
I'm not down with that kneeling stuff. So that right away was like, change the channel, whatever. Let them do what they do. I don't need to watch it.
I think that the kneeling it is turning a lot of people off, and with that kneeling and all of that stuff, um, you have because people want to watch the sports because they're especially with the states with all of these COVID restrictions, people want that release.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like yeah, they can get that release, but with the kneeling and all of that, they get a slap in the face before they get that release. People don't want to think about politics and Black Lives Matter and
Exactly.
all that other stuff
You
before
know
they go
what?
watch their favorite team play.
One of the most unfortunate things about these games is all of a sudden everything is about a mask, everything is about a doctor, everything is about a test, everything is about, I'm like, I just want to watch you guys play the game, just play the game. I know there's
Hmm.
like nothing else to talk about, but for the announcers or whatever, because they don't really have fan feedback. They don't really have like the interaction with as many people as they would face to
Yeah.
face. So they got to kind of create conversations. But it's so annoying to have to listen through an entire game about them talking about face masks. Like, we get it. We know. Sanitation. Okay, whatever. Like, the reason we're watching is because we don't want to think about those things.
Well, from what I've noticed from basketball and then from watching golf, the players definitely seem like they can concentrate a little bit better without the fans being there.
Interesting.
Yeah. Especially in the PGA. I watched the PGA, I think, the day before yesterday, and I just noticed the difference. And even in basketball, I watched the Lakers game the other night, and they don't have the fans there and stuff, and so it just seemed like a little scrimmage. The players just seemed there was no distractions, so they were just focused. So it seemed a little bit more intense. Yeah, they've been playing some good basketball. Yeah, I mean, I know they probably like the fans. They like the fans there. I know that, and if you're a player, you're used to that. But on the other end, the game, the actual game, if you're really watching, the quality is a little bit better.
Well, that is true. I would say without having the other people, the fans around to be distracting, you're actually focusing on playing rather than being a show off, let's say. So I could see that. But I'm just not into piping in background noise. I'm not into like phony cheering when there's nobody there. Like it just seems
that's
boring. It seems weird and boring. It almost seems like watching the kids who watch other people play games online.
Yeah.
You're just staring at somebody like it's bizarre, it's not what we're used to. But
yeah, that's fake. That's like living in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It's plastic.
Like artificial world.
It's plastic.
They created a facade to give you some kind of emotional attachment to the game, but it's not real.
Like, yeah, I just moved to Hollywood Hills.
All right, guys. Well, you have been watching Juan and Cathy Talk. Leave your comments. Let us know what topics you want us to chat about if we missed anything. So Biden is picking his VP pick. Tune in tonight. See who it is. I mean,
it's going to be tonight?
Isn't it tonight? I thought that he was announcing it.
Maybe.
Oh, well, whenever. See if he could remember who he's choosing.
He might not. It might be Michelle Obama tonight. And then it might be somebody else tomorrow messing with him.
All right. And don't listen to Cardi B. She don't know what she's talking about. Let her just focus on music, not on presidential candidates.
Seriously, Cardi B. Just keep it moving. I'm not even interested.
We appreciate you, though. We appreciate you. I do appreciate like the difference in the culture, but I just don't want your political opinion.
Yeah, you're right. They're gonna make the announcement tonight.
See, I know some things. Juan, I know some things.
On it, you on it? Cause I'm
on it.
You on that? You on it? You on edge? I'm over here like Trump 2020. Who gives a damn?
Listen, you need stock tips, silver's down, first time since March. What you want? What you want? I be on it. I might be from the hood, but I'm well informed. Anyways, all right, guys. Thank you for joining us. And if you want to keep in touch, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Juan and Cathy Talk. Like, share, and subscribe. Juan, give them your media contacts.
Okay, so you can catch us also on not just on those social media platforms, but we're also on iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify. We are also on iTunes and Google Podcasts. So we're like all over the place. So come and check us out. Subscribe to us, like us. It'll help us with advertisements.
And also post some comments. We want to know what you think. Anyway, until next time, ciao. Say bye, Juan.
Bye-bye.
This is The Cure.